She lingers in reflections, a crimson stain on reality. They call her Bloody Mary. Her name whispers on the breath of frightened teenagers, daring to test an ancient legend. They say she is a vengeful spirit, trapped between worlds, a malevolent entity hungry for the living, her wrath reserved for those foolish enough to seek her out. A single flickering candle is all that stands between the curious and her wrath, a fragile defense against the darkness that awaits. The ritual is simple, deadly in its simplicity. A dare passed between friends on a night steeped in shadow and fear. Find a mirror, any mirror will do, but the older, the better. The more reflections it has absorbed, the stronger the connection. Stand before the glass, let the darkness envelop you, then whisper her name 3 times. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Wait, listen and pray she doesn't answer. Who is Bloody Mary? A question whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations. Her origins shrouded in mystery and fear, lost in the annals of time. Some say she was a witch, burned at the stake for her dark magic, her screams echoing through the ages. Others believe she was a grieving mother, driven mad by the loss of her child, her sorrow turning into a haunting rage. Her soul forever tethered to the reflection that betrayed her, a prisoner of the glass. No one knows for sure, the truth obscured by the mists of legend. But one thing remains constant, the fear she instills in those who dare to speak her name, the terror in her wake, a chilling reminder of the unknown. The chilling reminder that some doors are not meant to be opened and some stories are best left untold. Section 4. A night of fear. It was a night unlike any other, where the moon hung ominously in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the misty forest. The air was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. The teenagers huddled closer, their laughter dying in their throats. They had gathered for what was supposed to be a fun night, but the atmosphere had shifted dramatically. They were just playing a game. A simple game meant to entertain and pass the time. But as the night wore on, the game took on a life of its own, a childish dare to test their courage. It seemed harmless at first, just a way to prove who was the bravest among them. But something felt different tonight. There was an unspoken tension in the air, a sense that they were not alone. The air hung heavy, thick with anticipation. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind seemed amplified. The candle flickered, casting dancing shadows on the faces of the terrified teenagers. Each shadow seemed to move with a life of its own, creating monstrous shapes on the walls. They had whispered her name 3 times, and something had answered. A chill ran through the group as they realized the gravity of their actions. A cold spot settled over the room, sending shivers down their spines. It was as if the very air had turned to ice, freezing them in place. And then they saw it. A movement out of the corner of their eyes, something that shouldn't have been there. A flicker in the mirror. The light seemed to bend and twist, revealing something hidden just beneath the surface. A fleeting glimpse of something dark and terrible. It was there for just a moment, but it was enough to leave an indelible mark on their memories. Section 5. Marked for Life. This is a tale of fear, a story that will send shivers down your spine. The reflection stared back at them, not their own. It was as if the mirror had a life of its own, showing them something they could not comprehend, but something else, something evil. A presence that seemed to reach out from the other side, cold and menacing. Bloodshot eyes, filled with rage and sorrow. Eyes that told a story of pain and suffering, of a life lost to darkness. A skeletal hand reaching out from the depths of the mirror, It clawed at the air, desperate to break free from its glass prison. Screams filled the room as the teenagers scrambled back in terror. Their hearts pounded in their chests, the sound of their fear echoing in the small room. The candles sputtered and died, plunging them into darkness. The room was swallowed by shadows, leaving them in a void of fear. The stench of decay filled their nostrils, choking them with fear. It was a smell that spoke of death, of something long forgotten and buried. They never spoke of that night again, but the memory lingered. It haunted their dreams, a constant reminder of the terror they had faced, etched into their minds like a brand, a scar that would never fade, a mark that would stay with them forever, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface, a darkness that waits, patient and unyielding, for its next victim. Section 6. A haunting reminder. Mirrors hold power. They reflect our deepest fears back at us. A portal to another realm where shadows dance and whispers taunt. Bloody Mary is a warning, a chilling reminder of the dangers of tempting fate. So be careful who you call upon in the darkness, and think twice before you whisper her name. For some doors, once opened, can never be closed. The darkness is always listening, waiting for its next victim.